Let's get down to business. 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 You know, I like playing that song. Let's get down to business. When you got to get serious about things, but not too serious. Serious enough to know that it's game time, it's on time, it's lit time, it's time to like take it up a notch, right? So you're like, let's get down to business, right? But at the same time, you know that that business that you're getting down to is about keeping it lit, right? That business that you're getting down to is about creating the life that you want to live that feels good and juicy and yummy and divine and excellent and playful and sensual and mwah. Yeah. Let's get down to business. Yes. So I'm just super happy to be here with you. Someone asked me where I'm at in the world. I'm in Norway. I'm in Norway. I'm getting married soon to the most amazing woman that I'm in love with, that I gave my heart to. Let's get down to business. Yeah, the marriage I think is like maybe 3 weeks away now. It's kind of crazy. It's coming up pretty blah, 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 tongue tied. It's coming up pretty fast. So just taking it day by day, getting all the plans, getting all everything situated so that way everyone is having a good time. But you know, I'm never not have time for you guys because I love you, and it's an honor to first of all to just have such an amazing lit leaders of legacy that are out there in the world making change and creating and taking it up. And yeah, so I'm always happy to be here with you. I'm always happy to that that you actually choose me to show up and be here with you and share with you how amazing and powerful you are. So, you know, that brings me to this conversation that I wanted to have with you all today, right? Because I really want to get it into our thoughts, into our minds. That's why I'm snapping. So snapping just it opens up those doorways, those gateways, right? Oh yeah, baby. So, still, I'm getting messages from tribal members, right? That are writing me and saying that, you know, people have said mean things and people are not being nice and, you know, and all of these different things. And again, I really have to stress this to you, but not with stress, but with love, actually, because I'm going to love this on you. Okay. I'm going to give you this love. I'm going to love this on you. Anyone who speaks to you that does not speak from the love of God. Now, when I say the love of God, I'm not talking about someone who is following religion. I'm talking about someone who loves the way God wants you to love, which is unconditionally accepting you, being honorable, being kind, and looking at the highest possibility. Always non-judgmental, no punishment, just completely loving you. Now, the reason why I say this to you is because if you want to talk to someone about astrophysics, and then basically what people are doing is if you're talking to someone who knows about astrophysics, but instead of talking to the person who knows about astrophysics, you go and talk to a mechanic about astrophysics. Do you understand that what I'm trying to explain to you is that when you talk to people or listen to people talk about you or say things to you and they're not telling you how amazing and how powerful and how beautiful you are, then you are literally taking in that energy. Someone said, do you practice what you preach? All the time. So when people say things to me, like for instance, I had this guy write me today and he told me like, oh, no one likes you and you're this and, you know, all these things. And I just simply said to him, you know, it's unfortunate that you choose to see me this way, but I don't see myself that way. And I said, and God doesn't see me that way. And I can only listen to God and to my fiance and to my kids, you know, and to my family. about what that is, because they're coming from love. I can only listen to the tribal members who talk to me who come from love. I can't listen to you because you're still not coming from love. You're still looking through judgment. You're still looking through fear. You're still looking through all of these different things, right? And so we have to be mindful again, and I'm going to say this because mindfulness isn't just about being a person who meditates or who's spiritual. A mindful person is a person who realizes where the information is coming from. If the information is coming from someone who sees the benefit in the highest level of God's love for humanity, right? That means that, like, if we look at it from the perspective of human equality, and we look at from the understanding of how we operate as human beings on planet Earth, most of our directives on planet Earth have always been about meeting other people's expectations of us, or getting other people to like us, or getting other people to approve of us so that we can approve and like ourselves. However, that is the malfunction in thinking aspect of human development. And in truth, the only true development that offers us the highest potential of growth is us believing and knowing the truth, which is what? That God loves us, God would never judge you, and God would never punish you. And because of that, we then have to decide, will we judge ourselves? Would we punish ourselves? And are we going to love ourselves? Because love should never be antiquated to ourselves only when we meet the standards and ideas and principles of other people. If we live our lives spending most of our life, and this is something that really came through today with one of the tribal members, we were having an amazing powwow today. It was really beautiful. And then Spirit spoke to me because I was talking to one of her family members, and Spirit spoke to me, and Spirit was speaking to me while I was talking to her family member. And her family member said to her, she said that every second, every minute, and every hour, every day is precious, precious moment, precious time. So when we think about that for a second, let's just put that in our thoughts. Every second, every minute, every hour is precious, is sacred. That means what? That means that you'll never get that time back. You'll never get that time back. I don't want to start crying because I probably will telling you this because it means so much to me. Every second, every minute, every hour should not be spent putting yourself down, should not be spent putting another person down, should not be spent in people in war or fighting, arguing, bickering, or fighting to be powerful, to be right, to prove people wrong. Every hour, every second, every minute is precious. Do you understand what that means? That means that time, your life is precious. Why do it? Why do it doing something you don't love? Something that doesn't feel good? Something that doesn't move you? Why spend every second, every hour, every minute doing something that causes you pain? Listening to something that's hurting you when it's not even true words, because the only true word we could ever get, my beautiful brothers and sisters, is from our Creator, from the angels, from the divine masters, from the spirits that love, that are in the light, that love being in the light, and that love to serve, to share that love and light with you. So every second, every minute, every hour, you have to start honoring those seconds and those minutes. You have to start seeing them as sacred, sacred moments. Not to be spent arguing, not to be spent beating up on yourself, not to be spent putting someone down or complaining about life. but to be spent going out in nature, praying, eating something yummy, being around people that make you feel good and feel inspired, being in a relationship with someone who wants to see you evolve and loves the ground you walk on. Someone who's willing to show up and and what loves that you show up, and someone you can give energy to and they can give energy to you, and it just amplifies the energy you already have. Conversations that make your mind just go yes. Conversations that take you to higher levels in consciousness. This is how we want to spend our every second, our every minute, our every hour. We don't want to spend our time in anything else because it's so precious, it's so sacred, and you won't get it back. You won't get it back. And even right now, you are here with me right now, and I am so gracious that you would even choose to listen to me, that you would choose to show up and hear what I want to share with you from my heart and from the spirit and from the divine. And that to me is meaning that you are sharing your second, your minute, your hour, your time with me. And that is sacred time. And I honor the time you're willing to give me to be here and share with you this love. I am so grateful that you are saying, hey, Shaman Durek is going live. And I have seconds and minutes and hours that are so sacred and so precious and can never be given back to me. I'm going to give that time to Shaman Durek right now to hear what he has to share with me. Because I value my time and I value my energy. And I know that spending that time with Shaman Durek, that energy, that time, that value is going to expand my life. And that's what I choose to give to people every day, is if I'm going to take up your second, and if I'm going to take up your minute, and if I'm going to take up your hour, you betcha that it's going to be spent creating a vibe that opens us up to higher consciousness, to joy, to love, to freedom, to healing, to transformation. That's how we like being spend our time. That's how Lit Leaders of Legacy do it. Ashe. That's how we spend our time, baby. That's how we spend our time. We spend our time investing our seconds, our minutes, and our hours on things that are taking us up. That's right. We go up, baby, up, baby, up. Because then we are able to show up with a higher level of principle. So then when we come upon someone that is doing something, we have to ask ourselves, it's not just about my mental health. It's about the time that I have. My seconds, my minutes, my hours. Do I want to spend my second, my minutes, my hours on nonsense? On a bunch of hugabaloo? You see? Because that's what it is. It's a bunch of hugabaloo. You understand? Why am I going to spend my seconds, my precious, my most sacred, my most cherished second and minute and hour on a bunch of nonsense, bickering and arguing and who's right and who's wrong and oh my God, blah, 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 and oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And like, oh no. I wouldn't even do anything in life if it wasn't fulfilling me on some level. Because if it isn't fulfilling me, that means I am not honoring my seconds, my minutes, my hours. I am not saying to God, I appreciate this time you've given me. I appreciate it. I am so sacredly appreciating the seconds and minutes and hours you gave me. And oh, I will cherish and use them for the benefit of myself and others. I will use them to praise you, God. I will use them to share love to the world. I will use them to tell people how amazing and powerful and gifted they are. I will use them to bring healing and transformation. I will use them to pray and to go into more profound knowledge with the spirits. I will use them to commune with the trees and the animals in nature. I will use them to be able to create beautiful craftsmanships and art and creativity. I will use them to be able to support someone who is in need. I will use them to create more prosperity on planet Earth so that the more I fill up, the more I can give. I will use it wisely. You see? Those seconds, those minutes, those hours shall not be wasted on fools. If you want to be wasting your energy on fools, you go see a theater show. You go to the movies. You go watch a show on Netflix. You go watch something that entertains you. But don't be entertained by drama. Don't be entertained by arguments. Don't be entertained by bickering. Don't be entertained by the need to be right or to prove someone wrong. There's no time for that. Because those seconds, those minutes, that hour is precious. It's sacred. It's holy. It is the essence of our time that we can use that time to create light, to create wisdom, to create energy and healing and love and nurturing and all kinds of care and support for us and for the world. Ashe. Ashe. We have no time for anything else, my loves. So when someone tries to corral you into some type of nonsense, some type of foolery is what I call it, right? It's foolery. We don't get involved in foolery, not the lit leaders of legacy. No, you are a lit leader of legacy. You're too legit to quit, baby. Remember who you are. What you gonna tell God when you get to the other side? How did you spend your time on earth? Bickering, arguing, trying to be right, being hurt, taking what other people said personally and hurting myself with it. Ugh, what is that? That's what you did? You had minutes and you had seconds, you had hours. You could have been communing with the trees. You could have wrote a new book. You could have sang a song. You could have wrote a sonnet. You could have made poetry. You could have did art. You could have danced for freedom, danced for healing, danced for transformation. You could have done all these most wonderful and magnificent things, and you chose to get involved in the nonsense. You spent that precious time that I gave you to commune and invest in such nonsense? Looking at all the things that's going on in the news and what's gonna who's saying these who's saying that and who's saying what and I said what and who said who and who said what and who said how and how said how and how said what and how. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my God, what are they doing? Oh my God, what happened? Oh my God, what person said something to me? Oh, how my coworker treated me. Oh my God, I can't believe my boyfriend said that. Oh my God, I can't believe my girlfriend said that. Oh my God, my wife is, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. No. Mm-mm. That is not how you spend your sacred time. Mm-mm. That is not how you spend your sacred time. Ooh, let it wash all over you, baby. Let it wash you clean. Clean, baby. Clean. Think about how much in you have to create and do inside of you. There's so much enthusiasm and energy that wants to come out and say, I'm not no time for this nonsense. I don't care what people think. Why should I upset myself by what someone else thinks? People think what they want to think. People can say all kinds of crazy things about you. Who cares? People can call you a two-headed dragon. Fine, I'm a two-headed dragon. Wow, rah. You know, it's like, whatever, whatever. Let people say what they're gonna say. That's their own time that they're spending with that nonsense. You don't deal with the foolery. That's not entertainment. Real entertainment, go watch a show. Go watch a theater show. There's a lot of great theater shows out there. There really is. Go watch someone dance ballet or something. But to sit and listen to people arguing and bickering and moaning and groaning and hooing and howling and hoping and loping and all kinds of nonsense is a waste of your beautiful seconds, minutes, and hours. Hmm. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to tell you like it is, because you know me, I don't hold back. And the reason why I don't hold back is because I love you. And when you love someone, you tell them the truth. You say, baby boo, this is what's going on. And nobody, we're not going to sugarcoat nothing here. Because if we sugarcoat things, then you ain't going to get the right, you ain't right, the right picture. You see? You're not going to get the right picture. You understand? As much as we want to believe that every single person out there is pure love, we have to understand that the core of where they came from is love. But not everybody is operating in love. People are operating in distraction. People are operating in needing someone to battle with. People are operating in people who they feel like they have to prove something to. People are operating in the idea of needing to constantly be hurt and blame someone for it. And we don't have time for that. Those are time wasters. Time is sacred and precious. You don't have time for time wasters. Who says you have time for time wasters? No, time wasters. You got to know them. You got to spot them. You got to know them when you see them. You got to know them. You got to spot them. You got to know them when you see them. Yes, time wasters. These time wasters are people who don't want to be productive in the light of things. And when I say that, I mean this. I mean that when you are talking with them, they want to take your attention into the darkness. They want to bring you into the woes and the oohs of life. They want to remind you that the world is falling apart. They want to show you that things are never going to get better. They want to constantly tell you about their past. No one wants to talk about the past. Archive that shit. Archive it. Archive it. If the past is not reminding you of the beautiful moments in life, it's time to archive that and move the heck on. Those are time wasters. Time wasters, people who say, oh, I want to get in a relationship with you, but they had no intention of getting in a relationship with you, and then they end up leaving. Let them leave. Stop crying over, like, I can't believe that. They said they want a relationship with me, and then they just left me. They just left me. Something must be wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with you. You know what? What's wrong with you is that you're sitting there boo-hooing over a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of a time waster. You should say, thank you, time waster, for coming to this. I'm so glad you came to this conclusion. Now here's the door and here's it out. And don't let the door hit you on the way out. These are time wasters. You don't have time for that. You be with people who show up. If you don't have to listen to their words, just watch their actions. Don't worry about people's words. People can say all kinds of things. Yes, I show up. I'm really looking for a relationship. This is something I'm looking for. Then how come you didn't call me? Oh, because I was busy. Really? You're not really looking for a relationship. You want to build something. It takes energy. It takes you to show up. It takes you to invest minutes, seconds, hours, seconds, minutes, hours. It takes investment of those experiences. The sacredness of your time is an investment, and you're not willing to show up with those investments. I got to go. I got to go. You see, there's no time. You'll know time wasters. Time wasters are people who want to sit there and get you caught up in old memories, old stories that cause pain. Time wasters want to remind you that things aren't going to get better and that you're not good enough. And, oh, how are you going to do that? And, oh, those are time wasters. I'm sorry. I cannot listen to you. I'm so sorry. Do you know, even when people are in front of me and they put themselves down, like, let me tell you something. I love Norway, but there's nothing I can't stand in Norway that gets under my skin more than ever is when I go to compliment people and their job, what they have been programmed to do because of this Yanta law is to take my compliment and shove it in the dirt. I'm like, I go, look, boo. And I tell them straight out, because you know me, I have no shame in my game. Look, boo, okay? I just gave you a compliment and I watched you just put that under your shoe and step on it. So I'm going to ask you to do something for me. And they're like, what? I'm like, you're not going to sit here and put yourself down in front of me. Okay. That may work for your other friends and that may work for other people, but I'm a different type of being. Okay. I'm a being that will call you out. If I see you putting yourself down, I call that self abuse, and I'm all about mental health. And so when you do self abuse, you actually create that energy in your own life, and that affects other people. So I'm going to stop you right here. Okay. And I'm going to ask you to step up and start loving yourself right here. So I just gave you a compliment and I said, you're very talented at playing the guitar. You're an amazing photographer. So I want you to just put your hand on your heart and say thank you. You don't need to do anything else other than just put your hand on your heart and say thank you. Get in the habit of receiving blessing. Get in the habit of receiving words that God is sharing through me to you. If you are going to put yourself in front of me, I'm going to check you like you ain't never been checked before. You're going to be checked like check mark on a box, check like a check that you got signed off a check. I'm going to check you. I'm going to check you good. I'm going to check you real. I'm going to check you raw. Because that's how it goes. I will never in my life, you understand? I will never in my life have someone sit in front of me and put themselves down. I will never in my life have someone play down their skills and their talents in front of me. Ooh, you better not. I will never in my life have someone call me. You know, I have tribal members who will send me little DMs here on Instagram and have the nerve to start talking to me like, woe is me and woe is their life. Oh, you are come to the wrong person, boo-boo. You have come to the wrong person. I don't know if you looked at my credentials, but my credentials say one thing. If you come to Shaman Durek, you better come correct because I'm going to take you to the next step in your evolution. I'm not going to sit here on the pity party train going, oh, really? That hurt you? Boo, boo, boo. Oh, really? That too? Boo, boo, boo. Oh, that really affected you, huh? Boo, boo, boo. No. No, I do not sit on the pity party train. I am not I won't buy a ticket. I'm not going to the station. I do not sit on the pity party train. I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't. Lit leaders of legacy do not sit on pity party trains. We don't. We don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We don't. Because if I'm sitting there listening to your pity party, I'm starting to feel your emotions. And if I start feeling your emotions, I'm sending that out to the unknown. And that means that the universe goes, oh, is that what you want, Shaman Durek? You want some of that too? Well, we can serve that up for you because you've been sending that out through your emotions. And we've been feeling that's what you've been sending out. You see, because remember, the universe pays attention to how you feel. It doesn't pay attention just how you think. It pays attention to how you feel. How you feel is your feminine energy. How you feel is what gets created and brought back to you from the mirror of life. Why would I want to sit on a pity party train and listen to the pity party, pity, and constantly feel shitty, because all of a sudden I'm listening to everyone's sad experiences. Do you know when people come in with their sad stories, I simply say to them, okay, well, you feel sad. Okay, that's fine. Let's get all that sadness out. Now, what we need to do right now is get you to a higher place. So if you need some time to be sad, let's go through the transformation of sadness, but we're going to go up right after. We ain't going to stay there, boo. We ain't going to be wallowing. We ain't going to be staying there. I'm sorry. We're not making this our new hangout place. You understand? So if you call me in and you won't be sad, I'll follow the sad. I'll go with you in the sadness, but I ain't putting my sadness in my body. But I'll follow you with the sadness, but I'm going to lift you to where sadness ain't even isn't a conversation anymore. And your sadness better be because you're releasing emotions, not because you're feeling sorry for yourself. Because if I see you being sad and you're feeling sorry for yourself, I'll stop it real quick. Because there's two types of sadnesses in this world. There's sad because I need to release over emotions that I've been holding on to. Those emotions, because you've been infected by so much energy in the world and you got overloaded. So you need to sometimes you need to just take off your bra strap, take off your jacket, your shirt, and just cry. Have a good, solid cry, but you're crying with purpose. There's a big difference to cry with purpose or to cry as a victim. Now, if you come to me and you're crying because you're releasing, and I tune in, I go, okay, you're just releasing all this pent up emotions you've been holding on to, we good. But if you come to me and you cry because you're beating up on yourself, you cry because you're being mean to yourself, you're being harsh on yourself, you're putting too many expectations on yourself because you're trying to feel worse than you felt before so you can have an excuse to run from yourself or hide from yourself or not go out in the world and be the best of yourself. Woo! we gonna have ourselves a check-in party. You understand me? I will check you like next day's check mark, okay? Because I will not be sitting, okay? I will not be sitting on a pity party train for that kind of nonsense. If you want to release emotions because you pent up, that's fine. But if you want to sit there and you're only crying because you keep beating up on yourself, because you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, because you keep telling yourself that no one loves you and that you're alone, you keep telling yourself, oh my God, I can't believe I was abandoned as a kid. Okay, you were left as a kid. Get over it. You're probably better that you were left as a kid. When I was left as a kid, my mom left me when I was 2 years old. Okay. Now, when I think about it, I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. God knew what was up. You see, sometimes we're like, oh my God, I was abandoned by my parents, but you don't realize that you had to be abandoned by your parents to become who you're going to become in this lifetime. Be grateful for the horrible things that you think happened and just look at them as experiences that helped you to grow. Stop making them your anchors and your weights that drown you in the water. Nobody wants to see you drowning because of your past. Shit happens to us. It sucks. Yes, welcome to planet Earth. But the reality is you don't need to stay there. We can lift ourselves out of the muck and mire of nonsense and mud and all of this yuckiness and come up into higher dimensions. But you're not going to get up in higher dimensions by having a pity party. And people around you supporting that pity party should be all woke up with a big bucket of cold water and splashed in their face because that nonsense is too old. It's yesterday's. It's old. It's like dark ages. You know what I'm saying? Dark ages, boo. Dark ages. And nobody needs to be in the dark ages when we are in the age of light and energy and transformation and vibe. You feel me? It's about the vibe, baby. It's about the vibe. It's about energy. Okay? Trust me. Cold water in the face. Yes, Jilly Willy. Yes. That's right. You and I will get buckets and we will be splashing people with cold water in the face because they will have to wake up from this pity party. It's enough. You understand? So we are on the trajectory of going up, right? You know, that's what they should say in the news. Today's news, you are accelerating. Today's news, life is getting better. Today's news, you are on the trajectory of going up. Today's news, everything is working out for you. Today's news, that's what my news channel would be. If I had a news station, I would be sharing the good news every day. Today is a great day for you and great things are going to happen. Bye. Yes, that's what it'd be. Today's forecast is prosperity. Today's forecast is success. Today's forecast is yes, you are powerful. Now go out there and show this world what you can do. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking it up to the highest lit level we can take it to. You see? That we need good news, not of today's news. The president has said this. Today's news. Boom. You know, literally, I can't even understand half the shit people are saying anymore. This is all I hear every time I hear people listening to the news. I hear that's all I hear. That's all I hear. You know why? Because to me, it's a bunch of huggabaloo. I'm not listening to that nonsense. I don't have no time to listen to that nonsense. That nonsense isn't lifting me and shifting me and making me feel lit. That nonsense isn't making me want to go out and help people and be a humanitarian and give love to people and nurture them and nurture myself and all that. No, it's like, the world is falling apart. No, 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 no. Turn it off. Turn it off. That's it. Boom. Turn on my station. What? What did you say, spirits? Today's going to be a bright and sunny day. Thank you. What did you say? You're right. I can accomplish anything I put my mind to. Thank you. What do you say? You believe in me? Oh, thank you, spirits. I love you. What did you say? I'm surrounded by beautiful people. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. What did you say? I'm doing a really great job at everything I'm doing. Thank you. What did you say? That what? Go for it? Keep it lit. Keep it lit. You got to turn your station, not to this station over here where the darkness is like, no, you want to go over here to like, what? Thank you for saying that. I feel beautiful too. Thank you. What did you say? You love the way I show up for people? Oh, thank you so much. I love that. What? My project's going to go very successful? Thank you. I'm going to have an amazing marriage? Thank you. What? That my fiance loves me? Oh, thank you. Oh, I love the way I show up for my, thank you. This is how you live a lit life. You don't listen to people who are below the line of limitation, who operate in you don't listen to those people. You don't listen to them. You don't take what they say seriously. You don't say, oh, my God, that hurt me. How did it hurt you? They were lying. How did it hurt you? Can you explain me? How did it hurt you? They were lying. How does a lie hurt you? Seriously. Huh? I'm just saying, how does it hurt you? How does it hurt you when people are lying? They're not even telling the truth. The truth is that which sets you free, not the lie that puts you in more lands of lies. That's ridiculous. The only person who got hurt is because you got hurt because you kept accepting the lie. You kept putting yourself in a situation where you were accepting the lie and kept taking it home like a narcissistic spiritual person, making it all about you and how horrible everyone's been treating you and how fair and unfair it's been. And oh, boo hoo 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 hoo. No, I do not accept pity parties. When I see people in pity parties, I turn the other way. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I do not ride the pity party train. No, I'm sorry. I've been through a lot in my life too, a lot in my life. And however, I am still shining and still loving and still caring and still nurturing and still being kind and still being generous. So don't tell me that you get to act this way because you had went through a hard life. I went through a hard life too. A lot of people have, but we can choose what we do with our energy. We don't have to be that person who puts up with such nonsense. If I had people around me who were constantly doing the same thing over and over and over and over and constantly creating the pity party and never really getting the help, I would have to be like, I'm sorry, boo, but this is not why I'm on. This is not how I'm going to spend my second, my minute, and my hour that God has given me. God has given me sacred, precious minutes and hours and seconds, and it's going to be used in the highest light. And that's how you do it. And if they go, but you don't love me, you don't care about me. Actually, I do love you. I just don't love you to give up my sacred time on earth to put up with this nonsense. I'm sorry. I love myself more. And it's true. And I do. And it's okay. You can love yourself more because it gives you ability to love other people more, but you can't, if you're constantly wanting to love someone because you don't love yourself, because you're constantly loving someone and it's so dysfunctional. Nah, 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 nah. Mm-mm. That's called Welcome to Vampire Island. Yes. On Vampire Island, what we do is make you believe that you're a good person by constantly giving up everything that you have so that you could feel that you are contributing to someone who really doesn't want to contribute to themselves. Vampire Island, where we suck you dry until there's nothing left. Vampire Island. Please buy your tickets now so you can come to Vampire Island so that we can manipulate you and suck you dry and make you believe that you are a good person. Please buy your ticket at Vampire Island, leaving in 5 minutes. No, thank you. No, thank you. I am not going to be taking a ferry to Vampire Island. Nobody wants to go to Vampire Island. And let me tell you something. Vampire Island people, they think that they have themselves all figured out, where they make you believe that, like, oh, you're such a good person. You're willing to deny and betray yourself for us. Now we can suck you dry. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not going to Vampire Island. And I know that every lit leader of legacy will not be on the ferry to Vampire Island. And those who actually recover from Vampire Island, congratulations. Yay. Yeah, Narcissistic Island, Vampire Island. I've come to put you down island. Yeah, no, no, no. No, no. That is not the kind of island I go to. I won't go to that island. I'm not into Vampire Island. I'm not into Narcissistic Island. I'm into the island of free and loving people and nurturing and being kind and being respectful and just being a beautiful soul. That's it. And if other people see it otherwise, they're obviously on blind island because they don't see. Because if someone doesn't see that you're a loving and beautiful person and they constantly keep trying to find things wrong with you, that's not has nothing to do with you. It's just that it has to do with the way they perceive the world. And the way they perceive the world is that they don't like it. So they need to find something, or maybe they don't like that you because you're so happy and so free and they're not. And so they are blind. They cannot see you. So why do you listen to what they say out of their mouth? They can't even see you. And then they go and tell you something about yourself and then you listen. That's crazy. That's like someone going, I can't see you, Shaman Durek, but I can see that you're a horrible person. How can you say that? You can't even see me. Hello? Hello? I'm just saying, hello? Hello? Knock, knock. Is anyone there? No, everyone left the building. They all left the building. Where did they go? They went to I can't see you island, but they all think they know what you look like. No, I'm so sorry. It's not going to happen. It's literally bye Felicia and see you next life. That's it. I don't have time for that nonsense. And I want you, and the reason why I'm sharing all this with you, right? For shits and giggles and for laughs, because I like to make you laugh and we like to have fun here together. But we have to also drop the spiritual base, okay? The spiritual base is this. It's time to look at your life and ask yourself, how are you honoring that second, that minute, that hour of your precious lifetime? Because if you're not honoring it, meaning you're not doing the things that keep you lit, happy, and filled with joy, if you're not honoring it and seeing that you are the most powerful, gifted human being as you that ever walked the planet, and you're taking your seconds, your minutes, and your hours, and you're not honoring it. Oh, I see my buddy Jim Quick here. Hello, brother. Miss you. Mwah. Love you. And if you're not honoring it with high vibration, high level consciousness, surrounding yourself with people who make you feel good. The vibe is good vibe. Then get it out of your life at whatever you have to do it. It's the most sound wisdom I can give you. It's sound advice. The day that I made a decision to get away from the people in my life who just constantly with the pity parties and constantly with vampire islands and constantly doing things that are just like tomfooleries, my life just got better and better and better. And look, now I'm marrying the most amazing woman. I have 3 bonus kids that are absolutely divine. I have an amazing family that loves me, that's loyal and never hides anything. I have amazing in-laws who love me, an amazing brother-in-law and sister-in-law from my fiance's family who loves me, and family. We're a tight family. Everyone is loving each other. Everyone is supporting each other. There's no reason for you not to be able to create the same. I am surrounded by friends who are loyal, loving, giving, nurturing friends. And I get to be a giver without creating weird energies with people when I go to give and people say, oh, I'll get you next time since you got me for dinner. I'm like, don't bother. I didn't ask you to pay for dinner because I paid for dinner. I paid for dinner because I believe in non-transactional relationships. And so if you have a problem with receiving, then you better get it, pop in and start learning how to receive when you come around me, because I am a giver and that is my nature. So that's what I love to do. No strings attached. I don't care. That's just how I am. But if people have a problem with it, I'm going to check you. I'm going to be like, you need to learn how to receive. And that's it. It's a balance. We give and we receive. We stay in giving mode and we stay in receptive mode. We stay in giving mode and we stay in receptive mode. This is how we create harmony in our lives, right? Like I'm always in giving mode and I'm always in receptive mode because I know that God loves me. So I'm always in receptive mode and I'm always in giving mode. And every time something shows up, I'm like, oh my God, that was amazing. And then every time I have something to give, I'm like, yeah, I can't, I'm so excited to give it, And that's how we have to live. So now I'm going to go spend some time with my fiance, but I wanted to share with you today. Last time I did some, live healings and so forth, and we'll do it again. Maybe tomorrow we'll do it. We'll see how the time frame is. Oh, maybe, I don't know. Let me see. I think I might be doing something important tomorrow, but let's see. I'll get it in this week. But what I wanted to share with you was this information so that you can start looking at those seconds, those minutes, and those hours and ask yourself, Am I just wasting those seconds, minutes, and hours on nonsense? Or am I literally choosing to utilize those seconds, minutes, and hours in a way that supports me to be and live the best life ever? So, like I said, let's get down to business. 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 And remember, your business is creating heaven on earth, creating the best life for you. And any way I can support you, you let me know. I love you so much. I cherish you. And I appreciate you giving your seconds and your minutes and your time to hear my message of love for you and from the spirits. And remember, whenever you start your day and you're about to get lit, let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Hi, Katie, I love you. So there we go. That's the message for today. And I know that it's just going to keep you lit and have your mind soaring to higher heights and reminding you why you're so important and so powerful. And Wambui, I love you. I love you so much. And just know that it's time to get down to business. Your time is valuable and honor it as sacred and such. I love you. Mwah. Bye, darlings.